Hi friends, I'm Ellen Gormley and welcome back to my channel. So I have been using a napkin on my desk as a coaster, and I decided for Christmas I wanted to make myself a crocheted coaster to have on my desk at work under my cup of coffee. So I went back to my book, Go Crochet Afghan Design Workbook, and it's on sale on Amazon, but signed copies in the United States can be purchased at my website, ellengormley.com. under the shop tab. Anyway, I decided I wanted to repurpose something. So I found this golden hexagon, which was one of my favorites in the book. And I'm just going to do the first 2 rounds to get me started. And then I'm going to design as I go from there, because I don't think I want that many spaces. Although the negative space here makes a really gorgeous star, which is kind of Christmas-like in my opinion. But I'm not going to do the whole hexagon. So let's do this together. If you have your Go Crochet Afghan Design Workbook handy, you can get it out. If you don't, that's okay, because I'm going to teach you. Oh, here comes Theo. Theo wants to grab my yarn. Now that I have the lower table, he's quite curious. So should I make it white with green or green with white? Also, I have 2 colors of worsted weight yarn. This one is a Brava, which the link is in the description below, and I need to get some cream. So I'm doing green and cream. Of course, you can do whatever colors you want. And come on, Theo. Okay, Theo. I have my eye size hook. I'm going to start, green in the middle or white in the middle? I think white in the middle is what's going to happen here. So I'm going to, this is a size K, but this is kind of a smaller yarn, a little bit of a small worsted. So I'm going to go ahead and use the I anyway. We're going to, with color A, chain 4 and join with a slip stitch to form a ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. Join with a slip stitch in the 4th chain from the hook to form a ring. Now we're going to do beginning clusters and then regular clusters. So a beginning clusters in definition for this book is 3 double crochets pulled together. So I'm going to start with just a chain 3, and that's going to count as the first double crochet of the group. Now I'm going to make another double crochet but finish halfway, another double crochet but finish halfway, and then yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook. And that is our beginning cluster. We only need to do that 1 time at the beginning. Now we're going to chain 2 and then cluster chain 2 in the ring 5 times. So a regular cluster, not at the beginning, but now 1 in the middle of the round. We're yarning over, inserting the hook into the loop, yarning over and pulling through 2 loops on the hook. We'll do that 3 times, leaving loops on the hook each time, and then yarning over and pulling them all together in one long motion. So it is like a decrease, but since the hook keeps going into the same exact spot every time, it's a cluster and not a decrease, because you're not decreasing and going from a larger number of stitches to a smaller. So we're going to do 5 more of these clusters, double crochet clusters, okay? Because it is a hexagon, hex is 6, so we need a 6-sided, so we start out with 6 groups. Okay, so cluster. Now you can have all sorts of clusters. You can have treble clusters, you can have clusters of 5 instead of 3. It's usually an odd number, but so you need to read your instructions to see what kind of cluster is needed for each pattern. If it says cluster, you still need to figure out exactly what the designer means by that. Just kind of like a shell. It's kind of a generic term. It could mean lots of many things. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all separated by chain 2 spaces. And I want to do 1 more, so I'm going to chain 2 and place 1 more cluster in that ring. Can you hear Theo purring? All right, and don't forget to chain 2 to finish the round. We'll join with a slip stitch in the top of the first cluster here and cut the yarn and put the cut tail through the loop where the hook was. Okay, wonderful. So we now have round 1. Now round 2 is going to be our green for this particular example. I do very much like the color green, and I didn't have any red handy. Red would also be gorgeous. Okay, so I am going to join, it says join color B with a slip stitch in any chain 2 space and do a beginning cluster. So we could do the same beginning cluster as we did here with a chain 3, or I'm going to do a different beginning cluster where I'm placing the slip knot on the hook. Hey, Theo. Give me that back. And I will yarn over, hold the yarn over on the hook, insert my hook into any chain 2 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook, and that is just like a regular cluster without the chains at the beginning. So I'm just doing a standing cluster join, sort of. So you can do it either way, is just fine. Yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook. Now for this is going to be like a corner. So in the space we're going to do, let's see, we're going to do a chain 2 there. How many is there? Oh, I should look at my diagram. Okay, so it's a chain 1 on the sides and chain 2 for the corners. So if I'm making a corner, I'm going to chain 2 and then place another cluster in the same spot to make the corner. I hope you are having a relaxing and valuable use of your time. You know that I feel crochet, that's just a chain 1. We're doing a side now, and we're going to do a cluster in the next, a cluster, chain 2 cluster in the next spot. You know that I believe crochet is a valuable and relaxing use of our time, and I think this makes a great little gift, especially for a teacher or a coworker, to give them just a little coaster to put on their desk. You could pair it with a coffee mug or some fancy tea bags or something. Oh, and I'm talking too much. Let's see, is that right? Yeah, that's right. We're all good. We're all good. So you can pair it with some coffee or some tea bags or a Starbucks gift card or a Dunkin' gift card or whatever floats your boat. And I split the yarn, so I'm going to go back. So chain, there's already 1 on the space, do another one, so the corners are 2. Also, if you wanted to keep going with this, I would suggest that you use 100% wool yarn, and then you could turn it into a pot holder or trivet on a table. So chain 1 between groups of cluster, chain 2 cluster in each chain 3 space. Actually, it was just chain 2 spaces. Chain 2. Okay, at the end we'll read our yarn a little bit so that you can see where we're going. I'm just using this to get us started and to let you know that you can always take patterns from books and make them your own and adapt them, especially if you find one a lot of fun, which I did really enjoy this golden hexagon in the book. So let's see here. So we're doing chain 2 in the corners. The corners are cluster, chain 2, cluster, all in one space. And then in between those groups, we're just chaining 1 to get to the next corner. The next corner is, again, the cluster. And then chain 2. Can you still see Theo? He's just patiently waiting for his turn to pounce on the yarn. Cluster. He's been stealing my swatches right off the table, which is, I feel, is okay. It's better than the loose yarn. I don't want him to get hurt on the loose yarn, but if at least if it's tied into a swatch, he can carry it around like a toy, and that doesn't bother me so much. Usually by the time I've abandoned a swatch, I've learned everything I need to learn from it, and it's not part of an actual finished project. Okay, so after this cluster, I am going to make sure and chain 1 to span the gap there on the side and join to the beginning there. Now I'm not going to fasten off yet because I haven't quite decided what I want to do, but here we go. This is what we have so far. We have 6 sides, and then in each point we have cluster, chain 2, cluster, and then chain 1, and then cluster, chain 2, cluster. Okay, so here's where we are. Now this is not big enough yet for a coffee coaster, so I am going to now deviate from my golden hexagon pattern, and I'm going to off-road it and design what I want to design. Now I want to make it a little bit bigger, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do, so you'll have to just read along with me. We're going to single crochet in the first spot. Then I'm going to chain, let's chain 3 and single crochet in the next spot. Let's do this all the way around and see if this inspires the next round. 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next space, 1, 2, 3. It's looking like a little wreath. 1, 2, 3. Are you doing holiday stitching this year? 3. I can't believe that it is December already. When this video airs, it'll be December 1st. 2, 3. I cannot believe how fast this year has gone. 1, 2, 3. I hope that you are looking forward to the new year. 2, 3. This has been a really tough year for a lot of people, and my prayers and thoughts are with everyone who had a tough go of 2021. We lost a lot of special people in the past year, but we will keep on keeping on because every generation feels this way at some point, don't they? Okay, so we are going to finish with a slip stitch in that first single crochet. So we just single crocheted, chain 3 all the way around. Okay, so we've got these little chain 3 loops. Now what are we going to do with these? Should I switch back over to white, or should I keep going with the green? I think I'm going to switch over to white. Now look, we're almost, I think we're about a coffee cup width, but maybe not quite yet. I'm going to fasten off the green, tie off the green, put the cut end through where the hook was. Now I'm going to grab the white, just like Theo is grabbing the yarn. I'm going to grab the white, and I think I'm going to make a little bit of a candy cane type twisting effect. So I'm going to place a slip knot on the hook. I'm going to grab any chain 3 space, and Theo, kitty, I am going to single crochet in the top of a cluster here. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's single crochet in the top of a cluster. Now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to single crochet in the top of the next cluster, but I'm going to come at it from the back. Theo, you're kind of getting in the way here, buddy. So this would make a great little gift paired with, okay, buddy, you got to stop. With a gift card or some gourmet coffee. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then single crochet in the front of the next cluster. Okay, do you see what I'm trying to do here? I'm bouncing back and forth between every stitch is going to go in the top of a cluster. It's just a matter of whether or not it's in the front of a chain 3 space or in the back of a chain 3 space. So now this one was in the front of a chain 3 space, chain 1, 2, 3, and now we'll go in the next cluster in the back of it. So we'll go back here. So kind of pretend that the green is not there. 1, 2, 3. And now we'll go in the next cluster, but in the front. So we'll put the hook here, see what happens. 1, and Theo is grabbing my working yarn in his mouth. Buddy. 1, 2, 3. And now we'll go behind in the next cluster. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And go in front in the next cluster. And this kind of makes it look woven or twisted. Kind of pretty. Okay, we'll keep going. See how that looks. 1, 2, 3. And then in the next cluster, but working behind the chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then in the next cluster, but working in front of the chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, and then working in the next cluster but behind. 1, 2, 3, working in the next cluster but in front. So we're just alternating front, back, front, back. 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, give myself some more slack here with the yarn. I think I'm gonna like it. So let's maybe do one more round somehow in the next cluster, but in the back. 1, 2, 3, and then join with the slip stitch in the first single crochet. Now, what do I want to do next? Do I want to call it done, or do I want to add some more green? Do I want to make it lacy or smooth around the edge? Do I want to do more of these that I just did? That's kind of fun. Let's try it. So I'm going to fasten off the white. I'm going to go ahead and grab the green again. Decisions, decisions. Place a slip knot on my hook. Place the hook in the loop. And let's see, what should I do? What should I do? Okay, this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to grab a single crochet that was in green, like right here between my thumbs, and I'm going to join there with a single crochet. Let's see what happens. I have no plan, friends. We're just making it up as we go along. Now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now where can I put my hook? Should I put it, okay, I'm going to find the next green single crochet, which is right here between my thumbs, and instead of going in front, I'm going to grab it from back and go back here and see if I can make it twisty even more. Okay, chain 1, 2, 3, and then find the next green single crochet, and in the front I will single crochet in it. Now hopefully I don't make it waffle too much. 1, 2, 3, since I'm not really increasing. Find the next single crochet in green and grab it from behind like that. Okay, so hopefully, since I'm not increasing and the circle is growing, it's not going to get too cupped or bowl, like a bowl. Find the next green single crochet and work in the front. I kind of like this idea because maybe it'll make it look a little bit of a ridge around the edge. 1, 2, 3. And then find the next green single crochet and use it. Get the hook in there. Okay, it might help to pull the white down so that it exposes the green a little bit. 1, 2, 3. So very easy. You could whip through a lot of these in a hurry. In an evening, like one for every teacher, one for every coworker. 1, 2, 3. Wonder if you could make a blanket out of this. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could make it into some kind of an ornament too, where it just hangs like a little wreath. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and come back to the front. Find the next green single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Find the next green single crochet and go behind the white loop. 1, 2, 3. And then find the next single crochet and put it in front of the white loop. 1, 2, 3. And the next green single crochet and place it behind the white loop. And 1, 2, 3. And join in the final green single crochet. Ooh, what do you think? I think I like it. I hope you do too. This is going to be my coffee coaster. Make sure you check out my Thanksgiving turkey if you missed it, and see me on the next video. Let's go ahead and just weave in the ends, and then it'll be done. Voila, a Christmas coaster for my desk. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.